Hey everyone, so today I'm doing a video about coming out and my process of doing it because recently I've seen a lot of other trans people in a chat group asking about it. Hey, how did you come out? I'm thinking about coming out, but I'm not sure about it, and this is just my personal way. Everyone has their own ways, but you can look at my way and see if it suits you. So for me personally, this is something I've been thinking about for many years. It must be over 10 years by now. That am I trans? Do I want to transition? What am I going through? I've met and known because I'm attracted to other trans women. So I've dated some, I've met a lot of them friends and stuff. So the first people who knew that I wanted to transition were other trans people, because they're the ones who understand it the most, and they're the ones who obviously wouldn't judge me because they are trans themselves. So I messaged my Thai friends, my Filipino friends, and I was just asking them like, hey, what medication you're using? You know, we're doing this and that, and they're like, you know, and then I'll tell them because I'm interested in doing that also. But of course I couldn't get all the information because, you know, I live in Thailand and Philippines, so I also had to get more information online. But they're the first people to know, and they were the first people to help me with the information I needed. For me personally, I didn't want to suddenly shock the people that I know. I wanted to make sure that I was sure before I would tell anyone. So I decided for myself that I would take hormones for about a month first, and look in the mirror and ask myself, hey, is this something you surely want to keep going through? And you know, I did a video about that where I had a little incident where I had a little itch on my nipples. I knew that the development was starting, and I was so happy and giggling like an idiot. I knew that was the right thing to do. So after I knew that, at the 1 month mark, I was like, okay, I'm sure about this. I'm doing this. I'm not going to stop my hormones. Like, I'm going to keep going and go through with my medical transition. So I was like, okay, who do I tell next? So one of the next people I told was my brother and my dad. From my brother, because he was overseas, I typed up a letter, and this letter is also for friends, so I'll put it in the description below. You can read it for yourself. Maybe it can help you find a way. So in my letter, I pretty much explained and went through my process. Not too long. It is a little long, but not too long. I explained through the process of what I was thinking, what led me up to the point of wanting and being sure to transition. And yeah, I wanted people to know how sure I was, how sincere I was. It wasn't just like, hey, what's up, I'm trans now. No, like I wanted all the people who knew me to be like, I thought about this for years. This is something I really need to do. So when I come out to my brother, I just send him a chat message. I'm like, hey brother, can you read this letter, please? This is how I feel. And I'm very fortunate that, you know, my brother and my dad are open-minded people, so I felt relatively safe telling them, but it was still a scary thing to do. Like, it's like telling someone, hey, this thing's gonna happen, woo. But fortunately, they were mostly concerned about my health and side effects from hormones, so it was okay. So the next people I decided to tell were the people I was working with, female co-workers that I felt close to. Because this is something I felt like women are just better at talking with each other about emotions. Guys just don't. Most guys just like, oh, I'm good. Or I don't want to talk about it. All of my guy friends and guy co-workers are very stereotypical, just guys. So it wasn't that I didn't feel safe talking to them about it. I knew that it might be pointless talking to them about it, because just like, so I decided to come out with female co-workers first, the closest ones, the people I felt safe with. I am also very fortunate to know that in my working space, the people there know gay people, they know a trans woman. So I knew, again, I was in a safe space, but I just kept it close and said, hey, can I have a word? It's something really important. You know, always make sure you let people know how serious you are about this. Like, please listen to me, like this is no joke. And after that, I started telling different female friends in my circle, bit by bit, just, you know, it gets easier and more people you tell, but it's still exciting. It still might be scary depending on who you're telling. But slowly but surely, you know, a lot of the women that I knew in my social circle and work circle, they started to know, and it just made the whole process a bit easier, because at that point, you know, once you told people that you trust, once you told people, once you feel like you have enough support and people behind you, it becomes easier to tell others. And then I told my boss, I was like, hey, I need something to tell you, it's kind of important. And I told it in terms of respect to the company, the boss, and but I was still a bit scary because there was the employer-employee gap, but that went okay too. Again, just hey, just ask me about my health, and and I was also concerned, like, what if I lose too much strength because I got to carry equipment all the time? But turns out that okay too. At around 2 to 3 months is when I told my boss, and then I went over to tell my friends, start sending out that coming out letter, and yeah, I was right. Some of my guy friends didn't even read all the letter. They just like looked at the top, feel a bit like skimmed it, like whatever, dealing with depression, sadness and stuff, but coping with it. And I was like, you didn't read the most important part. 3 of my friends did, and they were like, you didn't read it? You skipped the most important bit. But fortunately, it was just that. It was just guy emotional laziness, and most of them were just like, you're still gonna play video games with us, alright? And board games, so I'm like, yeah, right. What, girls don't play video games? But yeah, stop telling them. And once I told my closest like friend circle, guy friends, I was like, okay, I've told enough people now. There's no point telling people individually. So around 3 months in, I took a picture of all the hormones that I was taking, like it just got delivered, and I posted it. And again, I put the letter there, explained it step by step, the emotions and depression I went through, or the thinking process. I'm transitioning. So a few things from all of this. First of all, again, very important to let people know how serious you are. It's not a joke, and that's not just when you're coming out. It's actually reflected upon your day-to-day lives, how you treat others in your day-to-day, how you do your work, how you study, how do you reflect the world around you. People who know you, they can tell if you're a serious person or you're a jokey person, or if you're a slacker, they won't take you or respect you seriously. It's before you come out, you gotta prepare yourself. You gotta, if there's something not good in your life, or you're doing something that isn't right, like you gotta fix that. You gotta, whatever image you have before you transition, people are gonna look at that, and people are going to judge. It's not their fault. It's subconscious. Even like, it's like, are you for real? Like, are you really doing this? Or are they gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it makes totally sense. Like, all of that is reflected upon how you live every day and how you come out to different people. Second thing is to definitely tell the closest people you have that you trust first. Let them be your safety ground. Let them be there to support you. It is obviously scary to tell the people closest to you, but they're the ones, if they love you, if they understand you, they're the ones who are going to stand behind you when you come out. They're the ones who are going to help you if something goes bad. They're the ones who are going to be there to support you emotionally if you need, and that is very important. For me, I've been very lucky and blessed with people around me all being progressive and open-minded, but I understand a lot of people in Hong Kong don't have that luxury, so definitely be careful and choose which people you're telling first, and be aware that there are going to be some people who don't agree with you, who are going to look down on you for being different, and it's okay. You know who you are and you know what you're doing. It is very important to get a sense of the environment, be it home or workspace, to know what kind of culture is brewed there. And yeah, once again, I'll share my coming out letter in the video description below, so please check that out if you would find it useful, and feel free to ask any questions below. As always, take care, have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.